A lovely welcome to this channel. My name is Aimee and today we're baking. This is a very weird environment for me. I'm never standing in the kitchen. I despise cooking and I'm horrible at baking, but I think it's a beautiful hobby and if you're good at it, I find it so attractive, so why not become attractive? I actually have zero plan what we're making. So I have my useful little iPad here and I also have some ready dough. Nobody's home, so I can just ramble about topics which have been kind of in my mind recently while we're baking. So we're starting with these things, and I think I want to do some sweet stuff and some cinnamon, like cinnamon rolls kind of, because I did that before with this and it was so good, so we're gonna repeat that. Starting with just some topics which have been in my mind recently is school. I'm currently going into 10th grade and school year just started and I'm hating it. I'm hating it so much that, like, I'm an A student and currently I'm like struggling, and the thing is, it wouldn't be so frustrating if I weren't struggling on unnecessary shit. The things we are actually studying in that school are so unnecessary. I can't even describe. Every time I sit there, everybody is bored, the teacher is bored, nobody is motivated, because we all know it's so unnecessary to study those things, because it just is. I'm like learning nothing. I have such a bad knowledge of things generally in life, about politics, about nature, about so many other aspects in life, but I can tell you the most randomest shit. I still have a lot of friends. The thing is, I have so little classes with them, and don't get me wrong, I understand like the concept of getting new friends also and meeting new people. The thing is, we're not that big of a school, so I pretty much know every single soul on that school, or that's what it feels like. And life isn't just interesting, and it feels like I'm in the freaking matrix and I am just studying and studying. I have zero free time. I'm wasting my teenage years, I'm wasting my life, and I don't want to do that anymore, because recently it has been brought up to me that I'm a good student, but I'm not doing anything for fun anymore. So I'm putting the pressure on myself. The teachers are to say I love studying and I love learning, but the things we are learning are so unnecessary. Okay, so I wasn't sure how to explain our German system to everybody speaking English, so I just asked ChatGPT to explain it. So we have elementary school, and after elementary school we are placed in different school types based on our academic performances, and obviously like teachers' recommendations and just where you want to go and what your plans or your parents' plans also for your future is. So we have Hauptschule, which is from grade 5 to 9 or 10. Then Realschule, which is from 5 to 10th grade, and Gymnasium, which is from 5th to 12 or 13 year grade, which leads to the Abitur, which is basically the qualification needed to enter university. Right, so this is what I'm doing, and for example, Realschule is a more intermediate education, which allows vocational training, but also further schooling. So that's most relevant for this video and for the context now. And I switched school to a private school, and then I thought I was gonna do Abitur, which is basically comparable to A levels in the UK or an advanced placement SATs and ACT level in the US. I have no idea what that is, and I'm living in Germany, so German school system is crap. So, students who finish Hauptschule or Realschule often go into vocational schools, which you call in Germany Berufsschule. So for me, it's always been Abitur. I always was like, okay, I'm gonna finish Abitur, I'm gonna get a really only good grades, I'm gonna finish it and then go study at a university or something. I can't imagine like going into college, like currently. Maybe this will change in like a few months. But my main goal is to get rich and not break out of the system or anything, but I really don't want to have a 9-to-5 job and then be unhappy with it, because that's basically what school is like. Every day I get up at 5 a.m. so I am there at 8 o'clock. My travels every day to go to school is more than an hour, and then I have 8 hours of school depending on my schedule, but 8 hours of school. I go home, again drive more than an hour, I'm home and I'm so energy drained that I have zero motivation for anything else. I'm not learning anything else, I'm not doing anything else, I'm not meeting new people, I'm not experiencing life to its fullest. So that's why I really want to break out of that, and I really don't want to do that any further. My mom came up to me and she was like, you don't have to do it. And I was like, yeah, but I want a good grade. She was like, no, you don't have to do anything. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And she was like so eye-opening and so mind-blowing. She just basically told me, you can just quit after this year, you know that, because then you have Realschulabschluss, which is the ending of the year. I have the qualification to go somewhere else. I don't need to get my Abitur, because I also can't imagine myself studying, which I always thought I would do eventually, because I always thought I had to put myself through it just because everybody else was doing it, or all the smart kids were doing it. Smart kids. That I was like, no, but maybe I should have cut that first. No. I wasn't even thinking, I was just doing it. Obviously I was thinking of my future, but every time I was thinking or planning my future, it's always been Abitur. So that I always would get into uni, etc. That I would study something at university, and now I just don't want to do that anymore, and that's just been like such a change for me. Never actually looked at all the opportunities. So if you take one thing out of this video, is that look at all the opportunities. Why am I so fixated on one thing? Why am I so stuck at this one thing? So it was kind of mind-blowing how literally everything can change. And now my mom found a boyfriend who treats her very well. He's a very kind guy, and he told us that we can move to him because my dad wants to maybe even sell this house. And so yeah, it was like I could start a whole new life. I've done that before. When I changed my school, I basically started a whole new life. I found new friends. I knew no one at that school. I thought I would end it all there in that school, but I don't need to. And that's what's just been like on my mind. Like we can move to because my mom obviously wants to move there. And he lives 2 hours away, but like in a phase right now where I don't know what to do with my life, and I find that so exciting in like the most scariest way. It's so exciting, and I'm so grateful for that. And recently I was praying to God, and I asked him and I thanked him for all the opportunities he gives me and the opportunities to grow and change. I asked him if he could give me more opportunities, even if that means changing, even if that means leaving my environment, just because I want to get near to my goal, which eventually is to be rich, happy, and pretty. Like obviously, but like it's unbelievable what God gives you. And he just gave it to me. Like 1 week later, he gave me the opportunity, and eventually he just gave me that conversation with my mom, which we never had. Like, obviously we talked about what I want to do with my life, and I can do and be whatever I want to be. Recently I have been like just on autopilot. I've been just doing and getting good grades and like having friends, and just with my routines and everything, it's just all been the same. And I was like, I don't want to live for something I don't have fun with. And I don't have fun with school because everything feels so unimportant, which I do there. So I asked God, and and literally in my prayers, I also have a privilege. I have an incredible mom who will walk through the end of the world just for me. Nothing has to stay. We can just change. We can like build up different habits, build up a whole different life with new priorities, with new people. Like, we can change our whole identity. Why should the part which is less fun be bigger than the part of my life which is fun? So hopefully I will get to document some changes, some environmental changes, maybe some personal changes. I just hope to one day look back and be like, yep, that was the beginning of something, and I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish this, and I want to grow bigger. Okay guys, that's it with the video. I'm gonna show you the results from my baking skills. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!